the Doctor just regenerated into Rose Tyler. The ratings have collapsed. Ncuti Gatwa is leaving after one season. Russell T Davies says even he doesn't know what's happening next. And the BBC has gone completely silent. This isn't just another twist. This is a freefall. What once defined British sci-fi now drifts, lost, leaderless, and leaking fans by the millions. Welcome to the darkest timeline in Doctor Who history. And no one, not even the Doctor, knows how to stop it. Let's begin. Season 15 was supposed to be the future, a soft reboot, new Doctor, new look, new showrunner return, and most importantly, new hope. But what we got was a ratings catastrophe, 3.2 million viewers, the lowest average in Doctor Who history, lower than even Jodie Whittaker's controversial run under Chris Chibnall, lower than the Timeless Child backlash, lower than any season ever recorded. And it gets worse. Doctor Who was routinely beaten by reality TV, by British soaps, by reruns, even by the 6 o'clock news. This wasn't just a dip, it was a cliff. Once the jewel of British sci-fi, Doctor Who is now a ghost ship. Meanwhile, the Disney co-production deal, once celebrated, is in limbo. Sources close to the studio say interest is waning. Merchandise lines have stalled, marketing budgets slashed, and the press is being shut out entirely. Where there used to be buzz, now there is just silence. Then came the quote that changed everything. In a quiet corner of Doctor Who magazine, Russell T Davies made a shocking confession. We don't know what's happening yet. Read it again. The showrunner, the mastermind, the man who brought Doctor Who back to life in 2005, now admits there is no plan. He confirmed that the official production diary will pause until further notice. No season 16 outline, no filming schedule, no direction. If Russell T Davies doesn't know what's next, how are fans supposed to feel any hope? This isn't a script delay. It's not a cliffhanger. It's a crisis of vision. Even RTD, the supposed savior of modern Who, has stepped back from the wheel. The TARDIS is spinning, the doors are unlocked, and no one is piloting it. But that wasn't the end, because the final scene of season 15 delivered the real shock. Ncuti Gatwa, the 15th Doctor, regenerates. And the new face isn't a stranger. It's Billie Piper, Rose Tyler, the first companion of the revival era, now becoming the Doctor. No setup, no explanation, just a jarring cut. Fans were stunned, but not in awe, in disbelief. Some screamed in excitement, others screamed in betrayal. Was this a bold twist? A multiverse curveball? A radical reinvention of Time Lord mythology? Or was it something far simpler, a headline grab? A last-ditch stunt to salvage attention? Instead of a legacy, we got a headline. Critics pounced. Commentators called it cheap, desperate, and hollow. Even longtime defenders of the show fell silent. This wasn't regeneration, it was retcon theater. And for many, it was the final straw. But the pain didn't stop there. Because behind that controversial scene, beneath that collapsing viewership, lurks something deeper. The question fans don't want to ask, has Doctor Who stopped being a story and become an ideology in disguise? A cultural battlefield, a sermon in sci-fi clothing. A franchise that forgot how to entertain because it's too busy trying to educate. That's what we'll explore on page 2. Say, next part? To continue. We're not done yet. The TARDIS hasn't crashed, still falling. What happens when a sci-fi legend stops telling stories and starts sending signals? What happens when character arcs get replaced with hashtags and narrative weight is sacrificed for statement moments? Fans were promised a new era. What they got was a lecture. And now the Time Lords aren't fighting Daleks anymore. They're fighting each other. For many, the fall of Doctor Who isn't just about bad ratings. It's about tone, focus, intent. The show that once danced between fantasy and philosophy, between timey-wimey wonder and cosmic morality, has now become something else entirely. A podium. Themes of race, gender, and sexuality are not new to Doctor Who. The show has always embraced change. The Doctor has always stood for outsiders. But something's changed. There's a difference between inclusion and ideological sermonizing. Now entire arcs seem built not around characters, but around discourse. Not, who is the Doctor? But, what does the Doctor represent this season? Dialogue feels less human, more scripted. Not in plot, but in purpose. And even fans who once applauded the show's progress are beginning to say, this isn't about diversity anymore. It's about dominance. You can support representation and still criticize weak writing. You can love Ncuti Gatwa's casting and still call out a season that felt rushed, incoherent, suspiciously reactive. But the online space around Doctor Who has become binary. You're either for it, or you're branded as part of the problem. One tweet, one opinion, one critique, and you're regressive. Suddenly, fans weren't just watching a show. They were auditioning for approval. Doctor Who stopped being imaginative. It started being ideological, and that's where things truly broke. Not on screen, but off. Because Doctor Who has always mirrored the world. It's political, it's philosophical, it reflects society. But now it feels like it's trying to correct society. And fans, once united by the magic of the TARDIS, are now splintered across timelines of belief. Some rage quit the moment Gatwa was cast. Others rage quit when Billie Piper returned as the Doctor. Some stayed loyal, defending the show no matter what. But the majority, they left quietly. No comment, no hate post, just silence. And that silence is louder than any backlash. When a fandom stops fighting, that's when you know it's dead. Let's break it down. Season 50 feebly broke visual records in its trailer. Introduced a historic Doctor, promised the biggest event year ever. But what we got was disconnected episodes, vague arcs, narrative dead, ends, and a regeneration with no build-up. It felt like a puzzle box, with no answer inside. Like the showrunners forgot what fans came for: stories, characters, wonder. Not just representation, not just Twitter engagement, not just optics. The soul of Doctor Who is possibility, but in Season 15 possibility was replaced with posturing. So why do it? Why lean in so hard? Simple headlines over heritage. The Billie Piper twist was a calculated disruption. The casting, a press win. The controversy? A feature, not a bug. Because controversy sells, for a little while. But what happens after the headlines fade? The ratings don't lie. The merch sales don't lie. The silence from the BBC doesn't lie. This wasn't bold reinvention. It was branding dressed as bravery. And now, the fans are paying the price. But there's still one thread left to pull. If Doctor Who isn't about canon anymore, if it isn't about continuity or even character, then what is it about now? Is this chaos by design? Is RTD hiding a meta arc deeper than we've ever seen? Or has the franchise lost control of itself entirely? Next part will uncover the final twist. The TARDIS isn't broken. The show is evolving into something unrecognizable. Say, next part to continue. Because we're about to cross into forbidden territory where even the Doctor can't go back.